Hello everybody, welcome back, Sport Federation TV. Right, in case you missed it last week, we managed to speak to Mziwoxolo Mayedwa. He is the director for the drowning prevention campaign for Lifesaving South Africa. We thought we'd bring you that interview one more time. Joining me on the line now from Lifesaving South Africa. He is the director for drowning prevention at Lifesaving South Africa, but is of course from the Western Cape and has on many occasions represented the Western Cape. Mziwoxolo Mayedwa. Mzi, welcome to Sport Federation TV. Mzi, yes, I hope I got the title right there. Lifesaving South Africa, Director for Drowning Prevention. Have I got that box ticked so far?
Yes, you got it right. You got it right.
Of course, you've been involved with Western Cape Lifesaving for many years. You understand the ins and outs of lifesaving in the Western Cape and Cape Town. Mzi, before we talk about the athletes themselves, because we know that the Western Cape athletes recently went to the South African Championships up in KZN. There's been some big announcements on drowning prevention and the national plan and how South Africa, Lifesaving South Africa, has adopted these plans. Can you tell us a little bit more about the drowning prevention program?
Well, thank you, JP. Just 2 days ago, there was a United Nations declaration on drowning prevention, which is a very big issue that we really need to actually recognize, because of the issue of drowning is a very big problem in South Africa. So then what we now have is that on the 25th of July, it is now earmarked as a World Drowning Prevention Day, which is something that we very much welcome as Lifesaving South Africa. And of course, there are a number of resolutions that have been made as far as drowning prevention. One of them is to make sure that we develop a national focal point for drowning prevention, which is very much important for the nation, that we are able to have the national development plan as far as drowning prevention is concerned. And also making sure that whatever plans that we are developing, they are more in line with the World Health Organization recommendations. So those are part of the recommendations. The issue of also enforcing the water safety laws within the bathing areas in any aquatic environment, making sure that we also promote the public awareness as far as drowning prevention. And already Lifesaving South Africa has ticked the box in all these resolutions in terms of what is it that we do and how we advance drowning prevention, the programs that we run from at the school level, including with the public awareness that we actually do, the development of lifeguards, not only as a sports individual, but people who are going out there to the community to actually become the representatives and people who are actually saving their lives when people are going to those beaches, whether in any aquatic environment. So this is a very huge declaration that is made.
So this is, of course, a big thing for South Africa to be part of the international model, the international process of drowning prevention, so that there's clearly a standardized process that is being adopted by many countries out there. Did I say that right?
Yes, you said it right. It is a very big issue for South Africa to be involved, and of course we are grateful for we are one of the participating countries in the United Nations. So it is a very big issue. It's a matter of making sure now that our government also drives these particular resolutions, and also they come on board in terms of making sure that they work together with organizations that are actually interested in driving the drowning prevention. Because of drowning, it is prevented. It's a matter of making sure that all the measures in place are adhered to make sure that we are able to save many lives.
Well, Mzi, I mean, this is the next part that I was going to ask you now, is because I'm sure that if you have to start explaining all of the different precautions that one must take, there can be quite a long list. I mean, you just explained one or two kind of freak accidents that can happen. Somebody, for example, taking their eye off their children and their children maybe falling in a bath. You mentioned somebody maybe falling in a river, not being able to swim. They can slip on a rock. There are so many different components, and I'm sure that we would be able to spend hours and hours talking about practical precautions that people need to take. But how will this or is it too early for us to tell? What will come next for Lifesaving South Africa now in terms of implementing this and rolling it out for the public to know about it, for municipalities to know about it, for schools to know about it? Have you guys got some idea of what's coming next for you in terms of the education of drowning prevention in South Africa?
Well, we already have interventions in place. For instance, we have over 80 life-saving clubs throughout the country that actually are responsible to make sure that they mitigate some of the drowning that is actually happening within inland as well as in the coastal areas. And we also have other school programs that are there, such as the Water Smart programs, where we teach the young children at the school level in terms of how they can prevent themselves as far as the drowning prevention is concerned.
Mzi, of course, it was the recent championships where the Western Cape athletes managed to travel to KZN to go and represent the Western Cape. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, we are very proud of our athletes. Indeed, there were athletes that went to KZN as far as from the Western Cape, where they were competing in 17 events. And those particular events included the flags, beach-related, as well as the land-related activities. So there was a total of 17 activities that took place. And in fact, the Western Cape is part and parcel of those particular athletes. And Western Cape, in fact, they sent normally a large number of people, of athletes, because of it is a province that normally have the largest athletes as far as life-saving is concerned. So it was a very great events, activities that took place. And in fact, the nippers, it starts from the nippers where we have the young ones that are also participating, as well as the adults and all of that. So it was indeed a wonderful event.
Do we see an increase in activity now or a decrease with the winter months for the lifesavers?
Well, winter month, normally there is a decrease in activities. And remember, it's quite cold. And so our athletes, some of them, they find this as time to kind of relax. And because of winter, recover a little bit. And although that we have resumed sports activities in quite late, however, some of the members will still need to actually make sure that they keep fit because of after national championships. There's also other activities that will be there. That means they need to find ways of making sure that they keep their fitness level up, so that because of life-saving activities or life-saving sports, it requires someone that is having not only just the ability to swim, you also need your own physical fitness. For instance, because of we have a number of activities that we actually have.
Yeah.
As much as that it is cold, but somehow we also will have to, especially the high-performing athletes, they have to make sure that they are always keeping fit and and make sure that they are with.
Mzi, we'll leave it at that, and we'll say to you, thanks for joining us. It's been fantastic chatting with you. Congratulations again on the drowning prevention program. We know that you guys are already flying the flag for Lifesaving South Africa. Yeah, hats off to you and the team and everybody that's doing such fantastic work. We're lucky to have you guys looking after us.
Thank you so much, JP, and thank you for this time to be able to come in your show and speak briefly about Lifesaving South Africa and Lifesaving Western Cape. Thank you so much.
There we go, folks. Mziwoxolo Mayedwa, of course, the Director for Lifesaving, South Africa's Drowning Prevention Program. We're looking forward to talking more about the program and bringing you that awareness, courtesy of Western Cape Lifesaving. So the more information that we can get as it comes down from Lifesaving South Africa, the more we'll be passing on to you. Of course, we have to take the opportunity to say thanks to our lifesavers for looking after us. We'll keep talking about them, including, of course, our Western Cape athletes that are doing so well at the various events. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we're going to carry on talking about sport in the province. Back in a sec.
Where we have all our clubs coming together and competing and make sure that they have a very nice time.
Mziwoxolo Mayedwa, of course, driving things there from a national perspective for the drowning prevention campaign. And great to see our Western Cape Lifesavers so active at the South African Championships. We're taking an ad break. When we come back from the break, we're going to bring you our baseball interview one more time with Romeo Adams, the president of Cape Town Baseball.